What's up guys, Coach JC White here, and if you're tuning in, you're ready to take your health seriously, and this is exactly where you should be. So just a little bit about me. I've been in the fitness industry for nearly 2 decades. I've been featured on the cover of Men's Fitness magazine twice. I've set multiple powerlifting records, and I became the second youngest person to turn pro in the WBFF at the age of 22. Over the years, I've worked with men who are top in their fields, executives, athletes, and business owners. Now, many of them come to me after trying every single diet out there, intense workouts, and pieces of mainstream health advice, but they're just not getting the results that they're working so hard for. So in today's video, I want to break down why that might be and go into key blood markers and see how understanding them and then optimizing them can truly help you thrive. Now let's start with the idea of normal health markers. When you go in for standard blood work, it's common to hear that everything is within the normal range. But here's the reality. Normal is just average, and today's average doesn't reflect good health. With nearly 75% of people either overweight or obese, average isn't what you're aiming for. You're here because you're striving for optimal health, and that's what we're going to focus on in today's video. So when you go to your doctor and you look at heart health metrics, typically what doctors look at is a lipid panel. It looks at your total cholesterol, your LDL, your HDL, triglycerides, non-HDL cholesterol, and it's really broad, and it's not really getting hyper specific. Although it's beneficial, it's not going to go underneath the hood like we need to. So let's start with 2 health heart markers that need to be looked at: a lipoprotein A and B. Think of lipoprotein A as the quality of the road and lipoprotein B as the amount of traffic. Lipoprotein A measures the genetic risk factors. So when elevated, it's like potholes on a highway, increasing the risk of issues down the line. While on the other hand, lipoprotein B is how much cholesterol is circulating in your blood, which identifies bad cholesterol risk much more clearly. Now, when these are optimal, I want you to imagine this: a dude who's over 40 years old, who's putting in hours in the gym, he's eating right, he's doing cardio, he's taking supplements, he thinks he's doing everything good, yet he still feels drained, and he knows he has a family history of heart disease. If lipoprotein A and B are elevated, he's at higher risk for plaque buildup, which could lead to serious cardiovascular diseases like heart attack and stroke, no matter what he's doing in the gym. So the key is to understand these markers and optimize them, which I'll tell you some ways we can do so in just a moment. Now, if these are optimized, he's gonna go into the gym, his workouts, he's gonna feel strong, his energy will be back, and there's no longer a lingering worry down the line if he's gonna croak over and die any day. So he can just solely focus on his health and fitness goals. Now, if we wanna manage these things, the lipoprotein A and B, here's some things in which we can do, but you need to look at blood work to really understand what's going to be optimal for you. These are just some general guidelines that may be effective. First, you want to start off with a no-flush niacin supplementation, which can help lower lipoprotein A, and krill oil, which is more bioavailable and effective than standard fish oil. Regular cardio is also great for managing both markers. And if lipoprotein A is especially high, there's LDL apheresis, which filters cholesterol directly from the blood. Now, these are just general recommendations. Of course, there's other supplementations and things that we can do to help to manage these markers. But if you do a blood test and you see that these markers are high, these are some things that potentially can help. Now let's talk about vitamin D. Technically a hormone, not just a vitamin. Low vitamin D can have you living life under a cloud. You could wake up tired, feeling sluggish all day, and coffee barely makes a dent. When levels are optimal, mornings feel refreshed and productive. Now, when we see vitamin D is low in people, often you face struggles with fatigue, low immunity, and even bouts of depression. It can make it hard to stay motivated and fully enjoy the day. On the other hand, when vitamin D levels are optimal, there is a noticeable difference in mood, energy, and even your immune system resilience. You're feeling mentally sharp, motivated, and ready to tackle your workouts and the day effectively. Now, if you see that your vitamin D levels are low, you can try supplementing with D3 paired with the K2 for better absorption. Daily sunlight, even 10 to 15 minutes, can make a huge difference. A UVB light can help too, and infrared sauna support vitamin D activation while reducing stress. So it's a double benefit. Now, this next marker is so key, and we can get really in depth with it, but I want to keep it kind of broad so we can have a really basic understanding of it. It's your thyroid. Your thyroid is like your body's thermostat. It keeps everything running efficiently. Now, I want you to imagine driving a high-performance car with a broken thermostat. It'd be frustrating and it'd be super inefficient. Low thyroid levels can feel like a battle always going uphill, where your body is struggling to burn body fat, energy is low, and it even can make small tasks extremely difficult. When levels are not optimal, thyroid markers can leave people feeling sluggish, they gain weight easily, they deal with mood swings, despite everything going right in terms of diet and exercise. So it's something that cannot be overlooked and needs needs to be optimized. Now, when it is optimized, fat burning comes extremely easy. You're full of energy, you have balanced mood, and it's super easy to get to your fitness goals. Some things that we can do if we see that the thyroid levels are not optimal is selenium and iodine. These two nutrients have a huge impact on your thyroid health. Adding in things like ashwagandha and other herbs can also balance your thyroid function. Avoiding processed foods and keeping your blood sugar steady also supports thyroid health. Cold exposure therapies like cold plunge has shown promising benefits for thyroid health and can boost your body's metabolic rate, aka your fat burning. Now, I cannot stress to you enough, guys, how important it is to have an optimal thyroid function. With the poor food quality today and everything else that we got going on, it's really easy for the thyroid levels to become unoptimal. Now, on to the next, free testosterone. Now, when you go to a normal doctor, typically they just look at total testosterone, which is good information, but it's not telling the whole picture, and the range for total testosterone is quite large. Free testosterone is the difference between simply getting by and truly thriving. Low free T makes you feel drained, affects muscle tone, lowers drive. When you have high free testosterone, on the other hand, it makes you feel strong, motivated, and sharp. I always like to think of it like this. Your total testosterone is your revenue. Your free testosterone is your profit. Sex hormone binding globulin is your expenses. So it doesn't necessarily always mean a whole lot if you produce a lot of total testosterone. It's actually what your body can utilize, which is aka your free testosterone. And when this marker is optimized, you're gonna gain muscle mass more efficiently. You're gonna have greater energy. You're gonna have greater focus. You're gonna have all the benefits of somebody who we think who has really, really high testosterone levels. Now, if you notice that your free testosterone is low, here's some things that you can do to free up more free testosterone. Zinc, boron, and magnesium are all excellent supplements for boosting free testosterone naturally. Regular strength training and quality of sleep, not just the quantity of your sleep, is extremely crucial too as well. New treatments like red light therapy and cold shower show some potential for naturally raising testosterone levels and improving hormonal balance. Now let's get to that evil hormone, cortisol. Now, cortisol acute, meaning in the short-term duration, is actually good. So post-workout, you do have a raise in cortisol. That's signaling your body to recover. Now, prolonged cortisol exposure is where we have the issue. This is going to run into all the negative effects, and it feels like you're consistently running a marathon. It can cause muscle breakdown, impact sleep, your body will store more fat, especially around the midsection, which is what none of us want. When things are optimal for your cortisol levels and you feel it balanced, you'll recover well, you'll sleep better, and you'll have steady energy. You'll feel resilient and better equipped to handle all life stresses. Some supplementation that we can take if you notice that your cortisol levels are high from blood tests is ashwagandha, because it helps regulate cortisol levels, and omega-3s because it reduces inflammation caused by stress. Things like infrared mats or float tanks to support relaxation lower stress and balances out cortisol levels too as well. And finally, let's talk about glucose and insulin sensitivity, the body's way of managing energy. Insulin resistance makes it feel like you're fueling with low quality gas. It's insufficient, stores fat, and causes energy crashes. If your body isn't sensitive to insulin, you're likely dealing with weight gain, fatigue, constant cravings. It can feel like your body is consistently working against your goals. With balanced glucose and high insulin sensitivity, your energy is stable, cravings reduce, and your body burns fat more effectively. You're literally a fat burning machine. Supplements like berberine and chromium are great for improving insulin sensitivity, and cinnamon has benefits for blood sugar regulation. Also, by reducing carbs and sugars and adding in fiber and protein will also regulate your body's blood sugar. For more advanced approaches, intermittent fasting can help regulate insulin sensitivity naturally and improve glucose control. So these markers are some of the best indicators of long-term health and vitality. Now, of course, there is more that needs to be done, but these are just scratching the surface. We need to customize these things more to you as an individual to truly understand what's going on underneath the skin with you when it comes to getting to your highest level of peak fitness and just overall health and longevity. So in an upcoming video, I'm going to dive into actual optimal ranges for each one of these markers so you know exactly what to aim for. Until then, remember, you have the power to control your health, and starts by understanding of what's going on underneath the surface. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I'll see you in the next one.